Here we are back with Pure Joy. And just a little announcement this week. We've got tea time coming up on Thursday at 10 a.m. This is one of my favorite things to do where I get to meet you, get to hang out, sit with you, and move the furniture around in your brain a little bit around parenting. So come and join me. If you are on my email list, the way you can get on that is to go to purejoyparenting.com, sign up for the 5-day safe seat process. It's a free process. It is really cool, especially if you hang out here a lot. You'll hear me talk about the safe seat, which is the foundational process of Pure Joy. Once you sign up, you will be getting my emails and there'll be announcements about how to register for tea time. Come on over and join me and some of the Pure Joy coaches, Jessica Henderson, a new Pure Joy parenting coach over the last 3 years, will be joining me more often now to share her wisdom and her guidance. She has 5 kiddos and she's writing a lot of the blog and the emails. So you'll have both of us over there in tea time. So come on over and join us. Now, a couple of folks from last week were asking me to speak a little bit more about the difference between how it was with my daughter when she was young and how I am now. So, after years of doing the safe seat practice, which I created when my daughter was young, to support me in working with my emotional triggers so that I could actually grow myself up, as I say, to show up for her as an adult instead of a very young emotional child, which is how I showed up when I was emotionally triggered. I would often put her in the power seat because I was projecting onto her that she was my mother or whoever had criticized me, done whatever they had done to me, and I was having a very, very young reaction, which actually as a child I couldn't really have. I had to repress that reaction. So here I was with my daughter when she would criticize me about drinking the orange juice on the refrigerator or whatever. Everything felt like I was being called out for not being perfect, for not giving her what she needed or taking care of her. And so I would react often very defensively, very harsh, and it was really painful for me. And I imagine for my daughter also, when she was just pointing something out, that I would have such a really intense reaction to it. So that was early on, and it just felt like it came out of nowhere. It felt like it came all the time, no matter what I did. And you can imagine that's very, very young talking there. It just felt like I couldn't get it right. And I was trying so hard to get it right. I was meeting all of her needs on demand. I was trying my hardest to be the most conscious, loving parent in the world. And I kept getting this reflection back from her that I perceived as criticism, that I perceived as an emotional threat. So this was our early time together. Once I created the safe seat and started sitting with myself, going to my safe seat, healthily separating out from my daughter when that reaction arose, and attending to myself with tender, loving, loving kindness, what began to happen was I grew myself up. And in growing myself up, I stopped seeing my daughter's just being who she is as an emotional threat to me. So I can tell you today, when she points things out, I laugh most of the time. I'm able to join with her, such as she'll say, "Did you drink all the orange juice?" I'll say, "I did, and it was so delicious. And did you want some?" So I don't have this reactor that's always jumping immediately in everything that she says, seeing it as a criticism. I can take personal responsibility. I can own it and then see that my daughter actually was upset by it or she was feeling uncomfortable about whatever it was. So there is just a lightness of being. That's what happens, this lightness of being, where we laugh a lot, where again, I just like today, I was setting up my little booth for recording today, and I have all these blankets all around it. And she came in and she's just laughing. And used to, I would be like, "What are you looking at? I'm doing this for my business and I got to do this, that, and other." And she's out there taking videos of me hiding behind the blankets. And it's just humorous. It's delightful. And I can laugh. She can laugh. And of course, this brings her closer to me because who wouldn't want to hang out with a funny mom, right? And who wouldn't want to hang out with a mom that everything you say, she feels emotionally threatened or criticized? So hang in there. If you do this work, instead of changing your children or trying to get them to be who you need them to be so you don't feel emotionally threatened, what happens is that you go in, attend to that young one in you who feels and perceives she's being emotionally threatened, and yet you offer her the kindness, offer her the love. Separate out from your children being those little wild creatures that are out to get you. They're not out to get you. They're young, they're innocent, they're learning, they're growing, just like you still are. So as we grow ourselves up, our adult capacities come online, our capacities to see that we aren't being emotionally threatened, and therefore we can show up in our delight, in our love, in our joy with our children. Thank you for listening to this episode of Parenting First. If you enjoyed the episode, do me a favor and share it with your mama friends. You can also leave a review wherever you listen, which will support getting the Pure Joy message out. Come on over to the Pure Joy Parenting Practice Facebook page or join me on Instagram to hear more. And don't forget to download your free copy of the Safe Seat course on the Pure Joy website. And while there, check out the offerings page to go deeper in the Pure Joy work.